Hi guys and welcome to Bomb Anime. It's your girl
Ruka
and Big Boy Summer here, bringing you another episode of Hot or Not.
Welcome to this episode of Hot or Not, where we judge anime based on only its first episode. Today, JUJUTSU Kaisen is in the hot seat and we're going to judge the hell out of it. We'll then be back for a part 2 to see if our Hot or Not verdict holds up.
So we'll be looking at the creativity, entertainment, character development, world building and execution to see if this anime is hot or not. You know what it is. Let's get right into it.
Creativity! So we've got Itadori, who starts off in prison for some unknown reason, and then we get an unceremonious flashback, and it's quite well done because they used the opening song to do it, so it kind of almost allows us to forget how it started. By the end, we're at a fight, and we already kind of know how it's going to end. And in a true no good deed goes unpunished fashion, Itadori is trying to help and act in ignorance, and he ends up swallowing a curse object that's way more powerful than any of us knew.
Yep. So, like, for me, in terms of creativity, I love this stuff. I mean, I've only been exposed to this sort of genre in Western films, where it's basically dumb kids doing dumb stuff in terms of playing with Ouija boards, playing with the occult and stuff they don't understand, and then someone has to clean it up. But this anime, I think that the creativity there was bringing that and adding the whole yokai ancient Japanese thing to it. So it's like, it's really cool and I'm loving it.
Entertainment! So the episode jumps around quite a lot. In each scene there's a lot going on and you don't necessarily know how it's going to connect. It sort of unfolds as you're watching. It withholds a lot but also sort of gives you a lot as well. I was left with a feeling like I didn't find out much, but I could see where the story was going. It plays between being predictable and unpredictable, and I'd like to believe that that's intentional.
So for me, the way I deal with entertainment is, probably you've heard it a lot of times now, did I enjoy the journey? Did the episode take me to the end without a bad taste in my mouth? And to be honest, they did a lot of things right here. Suspense. They hit you straight off with the ending and you're going, wait, what? How did we get here? During it, the song choices were fantastic. The suspense was built using song, not just the epic fight scenes. To be fair, I think they did some good things. A little bit of annoying things were done. I mean, the one-dimensional characters in terms of the senpais was there, but I guess that's something they could probably build on.
Character development. So Itadori from the beginning appears to be quite stubborn, but you can clearly see he's got a good heart. He's not special at all. He hangs out with his friends and is part of a supernatural society at school. I get the feeling he doesn't have a lot of friends. The relationship between him and his granddad, even though it's only shown a little, is quite moving as well. And then the other standout character for me would be Fushiguro, who is kind of insensitive and seems to think only of his mission. He's got like a really one-track mind, and it seems to stop him from making the just choice because he's following rules. He saw that Itadori had gained control over his body, so that the fight that followed was kind of unnecessary to me. He could have just brought him in, like if that's something that he needed to do, he could have just brought him in. He didn't need to just go ham right away.
So yeah, for me, character development was really weird because we've only seen like 3 good character developments, well 2.5. The half being the grandpa. Now, what he did was little but profound in the story because it was the motivation that brought Yuji to make the decisions that followed onwards. And Yuji, being an athlete and all sorts, showed a different side to a main character to do with the occult sort of thing. You don't expect that kind of character to be into this sort of stuff, but again, it brought a different dimension to it. But Fushiguro, like, oh my god guys, can there be anyone so like one-track minded? Rules are rules, like in Dr. Stone. that character. It's just, but everyone else seemed one-dimensional. But again, that's time for the anime to grow on that.
You're just gonna call him Yuji? You're not friends yet. He didn't give you permission to use his name.
Yuji-san. sorry, Yuji-kun. What? Said it.
World building. It kind of seems like it's a mundane world where supernatural things happen that only the select few know about and fight in the shadows. But Fushiguro spoke about it really openly with Itadori, so it's not a secret either. I don't know why that was. Like, was that because a lot of people wouldn't believe it? I'm not really sure what they're trying to establish in this world. It was a little bit confusing to me.
Yeah, I completely agree with that sentiment. Now, don't get me wrong, the world was built. It was solid until you kind of peel the cracks away a bit. Under the veil, lots of demons and stuff going out. Yeah, it's been done a million times. Different anime and different manga do it. Heck, even the Western world has decided to do shows like that. However, was it done consistently? And to me, not really.
Plot execution. So from what I saw, Itadori is going to end up working and finding and destroying curses, and because of the nature of his curse, he'll be partnered up with someone that can not only watch him but kill him if it comes to it. That's kind of where I see this going, like the direction I see this going.
Yeah.
And it also kind of gave me like Rise of the Yokai Clan vibes, with the friends being in the occult club but not knowing that it's real, and then the main protagonist actually being involved in that world. So I feel like we might get sort of that vibe going on here as well. At the same time, I do feel like there's also room for the plot to move around and to expand and surprise us a little bit. They don't have to go the obvious route.
Yeah, I mean, it does have loads of potential to give you twists and turns. I agree with that. In terms of what they did this episode, how did it execute the plot? Yeah, it took me through the journey to the end, and I want to see more. So, did it do a good job? It did good enough for me to find out more about the story, but was it a hot anime? Nah, we can only find out.
On to the verdict. Creativity.
So for me, creativity, it was a hot. I love this anime at the moment in terms of its creativity, because I've not seen it done this way.
Creativity I had as a hot as well. I really enjoyed this, and I'm not a fan of flashbacks, but this actually did it well. Entertainment.
So for entertainment, it was a hot for me. I enjoyed the journey. I was trying to see what happened next, and every single ride, it was good.
I also have a hot for entertainment. I really quite enjoyed it. I think that we've got a lot more episodes to come that are going to be lit, especially with the way that this one ended. Character development.
For me, it's not a hot. They didn't develop all the characters for me, so it's a not for me.
This one's a hot. You do not need to develop every single character in your first episode. I think that's kind of unrealistic for them to be able to do that. World building.
I think world building was a hot. It was standard, it was straight, everything was there. It could have been a little bit more consistent, but I'm here for it.
This one was too shaky for me. It left me too confused with what they're trying to do. It's a not. Plot execution.
So for execution, it's definitely a hot for me, because I definitely want to see episode 2, 3, 4, and the rest of them.
This one's also a hot from me. I can't believe that we have to wait each week to watch this thing.
Word.
So there you have it. Our verdict is hot based on the first episode. Come join us again for a part 2 to find out if it's still a hot.
Yeah, please sub and share and tell everyone. Peace.